Good morning, everybody. We'll get started in about 2 minutes. We'll get started in about a minute. Thanks for your patience. All right, everybody. Thanks for your patience. We'll go ahead and get started. Just to let you know, this session is being recorded, and I will share the recording in the announcements after class is over. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Would somebody kindly unmute and let me know if you are seeing the course homepage?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Dr. Zenon. I'm an adjunct faculty for Nunez, and I teach online courses. Some courses are fully online without any meetings, but this class is an online class with virtual meetings. And we will be meeting every Tuesday and Thursday from 10 to 11:15. And as you see on the course homepage, there's a link that you can click on to join in. That link is also available in the syllabus, in the announcements, and on the weekly overviews, which we'll look at in just a moment. Okay, so you have access to the link to join the class meeting in multiple places. Now, if you're trying to reach me for office hours, there's a different Zoom link. It is not the same Zoom link as the one we use for a class. So if you click on the virtual office hours link, I will be available there between 9 and 10 on Tuesday and Thursday mornings. After that, I'm going to be using the link to join in the actual class. I don't record office hours, but I do record our class meetings. So that's why I'm using two different links so that I can keep them separate. You see my email address. I would prefer, if you're a Nunez student, that you email me at the email address I provided there. Also, there's a phone number. That is my Google Voice number. And if you contact it and leave a message, or if I answer, then we can you can reach me that way. Okay. Just below the virtual office hours link, there's information on Zoom, and in the event you're new to Zoom or having some types of issues with Zoom, but there is information on my schedule and how you access Zoom, which most of you have navigated successfully this morning. All right. It is also very important that when you are doing work for this new NES course, the Physical Science 1010 virtual course, that you log in from your NES Canvas page. And I've put the link there for you. If you do not log into this course using your NES Canvas page, log in, the left menu, many of the items on the left menu which are customized will not work, okay? So if you're logging in through another school's login page, let's say, for example, you're a student at Delgado and you log into Canvas through Delgado's page and you try to utilize this course, the left menu items are not going to work. So you must come in through the NES Canvas login page to access those left menu items. And they're very important. As you can see on the home page, I explain what each of those links are. So if you click on the home button, it'll bring you back to this home page. There's a link to the announcements, and I do communicate things there with you regularly. So you should check it daily. There's a link that talks about this course, and it explains the delivery method and structure of this course. There's a link to the syllabus. You have a downloadable or printable version available. And we'll look at these in just a moment. Course documents, those are administrative tools, and we'll look there in a moment as well. The useful links, those are academic tools. Weekly overviews, which is one of the important links that you'll want to be familiar with. That is where you find a weekly breakdown of course materials and assignments. Evaluation of student performance. That's where it explains how grades are calculated. Assignments and activities. That's a description of the various types of assignments you'll do. Assignment and activities link does not take you to the actual assignments. It describes the types of assignments that you're going to be doing and tells you how much they're worth and how many I drop and so on and so forth. If you're looking for the actual assignments and materials, please utilize the weekly overviews. Grades, that's the Canvas grade book. And as I input scores, the grade book will be updated. When you click on the grade book, the grades link, and it brings you to the Canvas grade book, whatever score you see there is your current score. As I add scores, your score will change. And then people, that's a list of all the students that are enrolled in the course, okay? So that's an explanation of the left-hand menu items that you will have access to, all right? And so when you log into this Canvas course, your first task is to go through all of the items on the left menu, especially the syllabus, the weekly overviews, and the course documents, okay? Once you are familiar with all of the various items, you're feeling comfortable with the layout and the structure, then you need to go to the weekly overviews and complete week 1. Okay, you must complete week 1 in order to be accounted for in this class. If you do not complete the week 1 activities, when they ask me to report attendance, I have to mark you as a no-show per school policy. It's not just to sign in. You must complete week 1, okay, because they only want students who are legitimately registered and who are legitimately working to remain in the course. So please make sure that you complete the week 1 activities so that you can remain in this course. Otherwise, you will get dropped, okay? So on the right side of the course page, there's a course calendar, okay? There's a to-do list, all right? And those are tools that will help you to stay on top of the various assignments. It shows you what's coming up. But remember, when you want to find the course materials and the actual assignment. These are just reminders. When you want to find the actual assignment and the materials to go along with it, you need to go into the weekly overviews, okay? Below this information, there's my bio in the event you want to know something about me. And then I have some just science news items there, which, you know, is just a little extra. It's nothing that I mandate, but I like sharing science news since this is a science course. And so that's where I put it, okay? And then, of course, if you email me, I reply. I reply within 24 hours to any email that I receive. And typically it doesn't take me that long. And so if you don't hear from me within 24 hours, it means I didn't get your email. You don't have to email me saying, hey, did you get my email that I sent? If I don't reply, it means I didn't get it, okay? So any questions on what you see when you land on the home page, the left menu, or the right menu? Feel free to unmute and ask your question. All right. So I'll click on the left menu items just so we can get a quick view of what's there. And then your job for this week will be to go and spend time with that material and get comfortable with the structure so that you know where to find the things that you'll be needing and using for this course. So announcements. So there are a lot of announcements there. Some of them will pop up, you know, according to the time period I've selected. But the welcome message is available, and that's the one you'll see. If you go in student view, you'll see, that's the only announcement that's available right now to you as a student. Okay, but some other announcements will be popping up soon enough. And again, there's my contact information. There's a link to the virtual office hours in the event you want to reach out to me. I will always be available from 9 to 10 on Tuesday and Thursday, unless something happens, and I'll definitely be in communication if that is in fact the case. Okay, about this course. So this breaks down the method of delivery and the structure. So as I said, this is an online course with virtual meetings. And the time for meetings is provided on the home page in the course schedule under the syllabus, the weekly overviews. So, you know, if you're wanting to join in this course meeting, you have access to that link that you use to get back into this same Zoom room, okay? I manage this course through Canvas. I am not on Nunez's campus at any time. So any communications that you want to have with me has to be done utilizing the contact information that I provided. I don't think I have to tell you guys that you need to have a working computer and a browser. Typically, the best browser to use is Firefox or Chrome. You do need Adobe Reader to open the handouts for this course. You can go to the Adobe website. I'll provide a link and download this software. My understanding, though, is that the Chrome browser now has a plugin that allows you to view PDF documents without even you know, doing that anymore. So, you know, whatever tools you need, you should make sure that you have access to be able to look at the documents for this course, which are PDF documents, okay? We do have some videos that we'll be utilizing in this course, mostly Khan Academy and YouTube videos. The recordings that I make, it takes me about 24 hours to post them in the announcements because I send them out to get them captioned, and then I will post them. So we meet today, for example, give me until tomorrow to have the captioned video from this session available in the announcements. So that's typically how that will work. Okay, and the videos will play in your browser. You will need some type of scanner or camera. If you choose to scan documents to submit them to me, that's fine. If you take pictures and submit them, that's fine. If you have handwritten documents and you want to take pictures or scan them and send them to me, that's fine as well. The assignment submission instructions tell you exactly what you should and should not do in order to correctly submit an assignment for me. And we'll take a peek at that here momentarily. The structure of this course. So this is organized into units, much like you would do in a face-to-face classroom. But each week we meet virtually at from 10 to 11:15 on Tuesday and Thursday. And you need to review the materials that are available to you prior to, so that we can have a productive class session, okay? And so you need to make sure that you're staying on top of the work, and that's why I provide you with a course schedule and the weekly overviews and all of the items that you need to stay on top of things in this course, okay? Typically the due date, the time that you have to have things in is about 11:59 p.m. on the due date, and those due dates are all specified with each assignment, and we'll take a look so you can see how things are arranged here momentarily, okay? Any questions on how this course is structured or how this course is going to be delivered? Okay. The syllabus is available to you. So you have a downloadable printable version of the syllabus, as well as an accessible version of the syllabus in the event you are utilizing any types of support tools like a screen reader or anything like that. So I've made sure that it's accessible in Word. Again, you see here's the link to our class meetings. And below is a listing of all the assignments and their due dates. Now, in some instances, you can click on this and complete the assignment. My suggestion to you, though, is to use that course summary as a reminder and to utilize the weekly overviews as a means of accessing the assignments and the materials, okay? So you have a to-do list on the home page on the right-hand side, and in the syllabus, you have a listing of all of the various assignments and their due dates. Use that to keep yourself organized, but when you want to actually complete the activity, go into the weekly overviews, okay? Below the syllabus is a link to the course documents. These are all the administrative tools. It tells you about the textbook, which there is no cost for the textbook for this class. It's a free textbook. I've broken the textbook down by chapter, and I put the chapters in with the various topics that we'll be covering. I'll show you what I mean here momentarily. But I did put in the announcements a link to the full textbook in the event you want to use the version of the textbook that actually does have videos and things like that available, okay? For some reasons beyond what I want to get into with you guys, I'm only allowed to formally advertise the text-based version of the textbook, which is what you'll see in the weekly overviews, but I think it's valuable to have access to the full textbook. And so I've made that available to you in an announcement. It says the link to the full textbook. And again, this reminds you of what materials that you'll be needing for this course. Any questions on that? And then you see there are a variety of other items available to you that outline various policies for this course. Please take a look at those policies, familiarize yourself with them, because you will be held accountable to to these policies as far as this class goes. So, I'm not going to read all of them to you. I think you're more than capable of doing that. But what I will say is that on Thursday when we meet, I'm going to have a Q&A session where you can ask me questions about anything that you cover between now and then. So I'm just, showing you where you find things. You go and look at them, and then Thursday you come back, you ask me any questions that you have, and then that means on the following Tuesday we can hit the ground running with all of our physical science stuff, okay? So remember, course documents are administrative tools, okay? Policies, the academic calendar, my schedule, the course schedule, all of those types of things. Underneath that course documents is useful links. And these are some academic tools beyond the textbook, beyond the videos that you find in the weekly overview. These are some additional tools that can help you as you move through this course, okay? That's why I call them useful, because they're useful to you as you're moving through this course, all right? Any questions on the course documents or the useful links? Below the useful links is the weekly overviews, okay? And so you see here's the link again that guides you to this meeting. But notice what I've done is I've broken the course down in weeks, okay? And I've shown you the dates that go along with each week and the topic that we're covering. Now that's clickable. So let's take a look. So notice this week, the whole goal is introductions. It's a chance for you to get familiar with the course and its materials and its structure and layout, and for us to do introductions. So those are the objectives. These are the activities that you have to complete. The dates are specified. And below that information is the actual item. And then the materials that you can utilize to help you complete those activities. So what you should be learning, what you have to do, and what tools and resources can you use to get it done. That's how every weekly overview is structured, okay? Take a look at another one. So when we start next week, we'll be dealing with the nature of science. These are the objectives. These are the assignments. And these are the resources that you can use to help you complete that, okay? Every weekly overview is broken down like that. So that's why I said, when you are ready to tackle actual assignments, go into the weekly overviews, because if you click on the item from the to-do list, you are not going to find information on the textbook. You're not going to find the videos. You're going to just simply have the assignment and wonder, how do I get this done? Where's the material that I need? Where's the book? All of that's in the weekly overviews, because in each weekly overview, if there's a portion of the textbook that you need to be using, I have put it there for you. But of course, if you want the entire textbook, you can always go into the announcements and click on the link to the full textbook, and there you go, okay? Any question on the weekly overviews and how they're structured? Okay, so on Thursday, I'll have Q&A where you can ask me any questions that you want. And I will also go into a little bit of detail about some of the items that you see here, like the midterm, the project, and so on and so forth, so that I can, try to focus your attention to go and take notice of those things, okay? But for now, I want you to go spend time with it so that you develop your own set of questions that you might be having. And then on Thursday, I'll be happy to address them. Assignment and activities, as I mentioned, this is where you find information on the various assignment types and information on how to submit assignments to me. Notice that it tells you, if you type your assignment, save it to a file and email it to me. If your assignment is handwritten, which you're more definitely free to do, scan it or save it to a file and email it to me, or take a picture of it and send me the file. Make sure that your name is on the actual document and in the email, and please put the course and section that you are in, PHSC 1000 V1, V for virtual, okay? Put that in the subject line so that I know what class you're in. That makes scoring your materials and recording your scores much easier when I know exactly what class you're in and your name is on it, okay? I prefer PDF documents. Word documents are fine and pictures are fine. Mac pages, HEIC files, which I get those a lot of times, I cannot open those documents. So if you send me your assignment in the wrong file format, I'll just email you back and say, hey, I couldn't open that. Okay. Do not upload your assignments to Canvas. I know in many classes, especially if they're online, you use the file uploader or the Dropbox or something like that to upload assignments. Not for me. Email me your assignments. And please don't fax me items or mail them to me because I don't have access to any of that stuff. Okay. Any questions on how to submit an assignment to me?
Yeah, I never got a school email, so when I email you, I just have to use my personal. Is that okay?
I prefer you use your school email, so because technically, if you're registered in the class, you should have a school email. But you know, if you're working that out for the time being, I'll accept it. But you really need to work that out and utilize the school email.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So below that, you'll see this describes the type of assignment for a problem set. What is it? How many you do? How many I drop? How much is worth? How I score them, so on and so forth. And every assignment category that you complete for this course, that information is available. Okay. So if you want to know, you know, what's the requirements for discussions, it's available there. A lot of this information is also available in the syllabus, but you know, there is some information provided in these items that you might not find in the syllabus because I'm going into a little bit more detail here. Okay. Evaluation of student performance. This explains to you the grading process and policy for this course. Okay. And then the grade book, there's nothing in the grade book right now, but when you click, you see I have access to everybody, right? But when you click, you'll only have access to your scores. Okay. And as I add scores, your grade will change. It will update. So when you log in, what you see is the grade that you have at that moment per whatever I've scored and loaded in the grade book. Okay. So you don't have to ask me, is that grade correct? If that's what you're seeing, is correct. When I add some more scores, it'll change. And then that'll be correct. Okay. And then people, that's just a listing of everybody in the class. I don't know that you can email students from this. I'm not sure how that goes with the student view. We can see real quick. So yeah, if I click on a student's name, yeah, see, I don't, as a student, you don't have any capability of contacting somebody there. But I did make available to you a way to contact, and under useful links, class questions and discussions. So anytime you have a question about anything in this class, you can post it in here. And the idea is that you're working with your classmates in this section. I check it, I respond, but the idea is really to have you put your questions about the course out here so that you can discuss it with your fellow classmates. But definitely I'll be watching, and especially if there is some confusion about anything, I'll respond and try to make things clear. But it's the space where you can just field any general questions about the course. If you have a more personal question or a question about a specific grade, then you definitely want to email me using your school email so that we can set up a time to discuss that, you know, in a more private type of setting, okay? So those are the items that you have access to on the left menu. What questions do you have of me at this point? Just a quick hello, how you doing kind of thing today. All right, so we'll get together again on Thursday, and that'll be a Q&A session. And I'll talk a little bit more about some of the other items that are, you know, listed in the weekly overviews, like the exams, projects, so on and so forth. Not that they're due anytime, you know, in the immediate, but I do want you to recognize that they are available to you in the weekly overviews. Okay. Any questions?
Is this going to be like, are we going to go straight into the lab after this? Or is this going to be it for today?
I was actually going to address that in just a moment, if that's okay. Just wanted to answer any questions about this course. Now, I suspect that a good number of you are in the lab class with me that meets directly after this one. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So here's the thing. I'm going to basically cover the same kind of information in the lab. If you log into the lab class, it's actually the same link. So what will happen is when we finish this class, everybody will log out and then go and log in to the lab class, and we'll have, you know, our lab meetings, right? It's two different classes. Even though the link is the same, it's going to be two different recordings. That's why it'll be important when we finish this class, log out, go into the lab and log in there, and it'll generate a new recording. Okay. That way, only lab people see lab and only lecture people see lecture. Okay. But for today, since this is an introduction, I'm going to talk about basically the same kind of stuff. You'll see that the lab is formatted very similar to the way this course is formatted. But it is very important that you understand, even though the initial week 1 assignments are exactly the same, you must do them for both classes. Both classes have their own grading policy, own grading structure, own points. So on their individual points. So, you know, do both sets of week 1. Do week 1 for the lecture, do week 1 for the lab. But this introductory kind of stuff is the same thing. If you want to attend lab today, feel free. I'm just going to basically kind of repeat this stuff again. Any questions on that? Okay, so I want to thank you for joining in on our first meeting today. Again, I'm Dr. Zenon. If you have any questions between now and Thursday, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. If you'd like to see me between, you know, before then, reach out to me and maybe we can schedule a time where we could have an individual Zoom if you have a, you know, a really pressing question. But Thursday will be a Q&A. And then next week, we'll hit the ground running with our first physical science material, all right? So it's been, you know, good, quote, meeting all of you. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. You too.
All right.
Thank you, you too.
Take care.